any one of those A through F that anybody had any problems with the output? Pretty straightforward. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, I've got it going now. Okay, so let's see. Paul, it's in yours. Is that what you said? Okay, let me go back here. This is 7096. And then we can look at yours too, Taylor, and see what's maybe going on with yours. Sort of? Okay.
It might be ran, but I don't know what it's looking for. So.
Okay, we'll read it. I'll read it again and we'll see. We'll read the problem and go from there.
I'm pretty good at stuff this year.
Oh, and I know what else I need to do first. I need to go over Evernote so everybody understands for sure. I think Derek was asking me a question about something to do with that.
The grades and D2L. Underneath all the homeworks, it says extra credit bonus.
Oh, in the grade section. Okay, that's going to be that deal that I'm going to give you for Khan Academy. If you use it as a replacement for Khan Academy, then it won't be extra credit. But if you want to do it in addition, then it'll be extra credit.
So the Khan Academy is going to be the extra credit?
No. If you're doing Khan Academy and you do all of Khan Academy or the majority of it, I don't expect you to do every single little activity, because if you did the majority out of one section, then you get all the points for it. Okay, say you missed one of the lessons or something, or you couldn't get one of the projects, I'll give you credit for going through there. But if you do it, and then I'm going to give you a project, probably the last 2 or 3 weeks, I'll give you an extra project. And if you do that project and you have not done Khan Academy, then that will replace Khan Academy. If you've done Khan Academy, then that will be extra credit. Okay? And that's what I was going to, if I can find my notes here. View.
How many points are possible on that extra credit?
It will probably be whatever the amount of points that I've given you for Khan Academy. I can't remember exactly. I'll look in there and see, because I'm letting students replace that don't want to do Khan Academy or didn't get it done. So if you get part of Khan Academy and then do the project, then I'll combine them. So my main thing is I just want you to learn it. So whatever, some people learned good with that Khan Academy, some people were struggling with it and didn't feel like it was helping them. So I wanted to give you an option. Okay, this was down at the bottom, I think week 8 that I told. Yeah, here's what we did. These are the ones, if you looked at any of these that we did on that video clip, that's for Thursday. And so I just loaded them all into Evernote. Let's see. Oh, wait, that isn't the one. Down here, I'm sorry. It's down here in week 8, where it says, these are the ones that we did all that day on Thursday when I came back last week.
On the HTML ones,
uh-huh.
when I pull them up, all it does is...
Does it not give it to you?
It doesn't give it. It shows you it gives you the program, but it doesn't like show you like the...
You have to open it in TextPad. Yeah, because if you just double click it, it'll open it in the browser is what you're saying, right? Yeah, if you, you can either right click and get the source code that way, or you can open it with TextPad or whatever your editor is that you're using. If you're in Windows, you're probably using TextPad. So you have to right click and say open with TextPad, and then it'll give you the code. Okay. All right, and here what I was going to go over was some students are having problems with Khan Academy. So here's an option. If you have not done any of Khan Academy or would like to receive the points instead of a 0, I will give you an extra credit project at the end of the semester, which will include all chapter concepts. So it'll be like the finals project, but it'll be a different one, probably be a little more difficult than the last project that I'm going to give you all, because it's for extra credit, okay? But if you try it and get close, you get points for it. So that project will replace the points for Khan Academy activities, or, oh, here's the other thing. It can replace a test with a lower score. So if that final project, you've done all of Khan Academy or the majority of it, and you missed a test or you made a real low score on one of the tests, other than the final, it cannot replace the final, but it could replace one of those first three, okay? Because it's going to include everything that the final's going to include. Okay, so I'll give it out probably a couple weeks before the end of the semester, maybe before that. Okay, so that's, does everybody understand about the extra credit thing? Okay. So what we want to do now is open up that project or that problem that Paul and them had. Oops, let's see. Yours runs? Okay, is that the, am I in Paul's right now? Does yours run?
Mine done something weird.
Okay, so I need to look at Brandon's.
We got the same thing. It's just mine always does something weird.
Okay, let's see, that's 4. Right here, okay. Okay, and I'll probably have to download it. CIT, and this is 7096, chapter 4. This would be BL. Okay, yes, because we have 2 Brandon L's saved. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to open. Go over here. Fall CIT 2096, chapter 4. There it is. Oh, let's do a live view. I forgot I downloaded the new version of Dreamweaver. Okay, so let's look at, first of all, let's look at the problem. 7A says, Honest Ralph's Used Car Company allows customers to purchase cars over a 24-month period by making 24 equal payments and charging no interest. Design an application that gets customer data. The data includes an account number, customer name, and purchase price. Output the account number and name, then output the customer's projected balance each month for the next 24 months after the payment is made. Okay, so how many input fields? Yeah, customer information, there's 3. Okay, and then we will have to have, let's see what you all did there. You did VAR account number, VAR customer name, VAR purchase price. And so those are the 3 that we're going to ask for input. Then here's some fields that we'll use for calculation. VAR month payment. Is that where you're going to put the calculated payment amount or the balance after each month? Because you've got to subtract.
If you scroll down, you'll see.
Okay, and there's the counter. You probably use counter. Okay, counter equals 24. So this is actually a constant. So you probably want to, right? Because you're setting it up as a max of 24. Okay, so account number, they echoed back what the account number was. Customer name, echoed it back. Purchase price. So that would be output before we start the calculations. Then they calculated the monthly payment amount by purchase price divided by 24. Then while counter is greater than 0, purchase price is equal to purchase price minus monthly payment. Okay, so you just used an accumulator field. You didn't set up a new balance, which that's fine. That works fine. Counter equals counter minus 1. Now, how's that going to work? Counter equal. Oh, because you started at 24. Okay, I got it. I got it. You decremented because you started with the max. It would not do right. That looks good. Okay. So anybody back there have any questions about this code? Because if you were doing it in pseudocode, Basically, it's you have the while loop. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. And you have these statements are being executed within the while loop, and this is the end of the while loop, right? So here's their opening brace and their closing brace, and that's the end of the program. Because when the loop ends, you're ready to end because they printed the customer information up here at the top. All right, so let's go live with it. Where is this at? Enter your account number. Let's say 1234. Enter your name. Enter the purchase price of your car. $24.
Yeah, it's just, yeah. It's
So you could see if it ran correctly? Okay. And so there it subtracted $1 each month, your monthly payment, so it zeroed it out. Okay, I don't know if y'all can see that from the back, but there it is. So they started with your cost is $24. So your monthly payment is, that isn't what you'd want it to say though. You'd want it to say, you want to say your balance is. Your balance is 23 because your monthly payment is $1, right? In this case. So we'd go through and say your balance is, that'd be the only thing I would change. Okay, so let's look at Taylor wanted us to look at his. Let's see, because you said it's doing something funny or something. What'd you say, Taylor? Do you want to look at yours, Derek?
I got this. Yeah.
Pseudocode right here. Okay. For, there's the other one. Okay. See if I can make it bigger here. There we go. Okay, so this one's how Derek did it with pseudocode, variable custom name, account number, purchase price. And these are all the 3 input fields. Then counter equals 24 is going to be, the constant. And then variable monthly payment, variable break, customer name equals prompt. Please enter customer name, output customer name, account name. Okay, so that's exactly what they did in their JavaScript, right? So that looks good. Then you calculated what the monthly payment would be. Only if you, this would need to be a variable, so you'd either need to put a underscore there or capitalize the P. You can't have a space in the variable name, okay? But then while counter, okay, now you said greater than or equal to 0. So you decremented like they did, but you said greater than or equal to. So do we want it when it's equal to 0? Do we want to print out? No, so you need to take the equals out. Otherwise, output your remaining balance is. Looks good. All right, looks good. Okay, anybody else want to look at that? That was, and if we look at Evernote, our assignments, chapter 1, part 1 of chapter 4 was to do page 152 and number 1 and 2, the pseudocode or flowchart only on number 2. And then part 2 is to do the flowchart or JavaScript for number 7A. All right, so the next thing that we need to do is go through the for loop, because that was the last part of the chapter that we did not do. Do any of the rest of you guys need to do any of those other problems? 4 and 5, I put them all in here as JavaScript. So like here's chapter 4, 3A, 4-4, chapter 4, number 5. Here's the pseudocode and flowchart for chapter 4, number 6, and then there's the JavaScript. So all of those are there. And I thought I put, somewhere this. Okay, so let's look at my PowerPoint here for the for loop. And if you didn't watch the video, 130 on page 135, the author's videos, okay, those are inside. We might take a quick peek at that one that says avoiding common loop mistakes by the author. Let me go back to here. P. Wilson. Oh, is that what? So leave that open or hit done. Okay, thanks. Okay, so I'm going to go, let's go to, I've got those somewhere. Where do I have those? Author videos right here. Okay, this is chapter 4, and I wanted to do the one here on, where's that at? Controller, here it is. These are pretty quick little video clips, but this one by the author on avoiding common loop mistakes.
Hi, this is Joyce Farrell. Let's look at avoiding common loop mistakes. Here's a program with a loop. It's intended to output hello 4 times and then output goodbye. The program starts and a loop control variable named count is initialized to 0. Count is compared to 4, and while it's less than 4, you output hello and add 1 to count. Count is now 1. Count is still less than 4, so you output hello and add another 1 to count, and it's 2. Count is still less than 4, so you output hello a 3rd time, and now count becomes 3. At 3, count is still less than 4, so you output hello a 4th time and add 1 to count, making it 4. Now, when you test failed to initialize the loop control variable. Count is declared, but not given any starting value. So, when you compare count to 4, is it less than 4? Well, the answer really depends on the programming language. In some languages, this comparison won't even be allowed because count doesn't have a starting value. In other languages, there might be garbage in count, so count might be negative or very high, and whether it's less than 4 or not is anyone's guess. So this is incorrect for this program. Here's a correctly. The programmer wrote count equal to 4 instead of less than 4. There's lots of ways to test the variable incorrectly by asking the wrong question, using the wrong value. In this case, when count is initialized to 0 and the question is asked, is count equal to 4, the answer will be no, and the program will go to output goodbye immediately without ever displaying any hellos. It's incorrect. Failing to alter the loop control variable correctly is also a mistake. In this case, the programmer multiplied count by 1, thereby not changing its values. You might also alter it incorrectly by adding a number other than 1 or completely leaving out this statement. In any event, when this program has a loop control variable, test it correctly, and alter it within the loop body. Thanks for watching.
So those are the three most important things. If your loop isn't working, then go back and look at those three things. Those are the most common errors in a loop, because the statements that you execute inside the loop, those are usually, you know, that's just sequential statements that you've been doing since the beginning of the semester. But whether we loop correctly is something that depends upon those three things. An error. Okay, let me find my chapter 4. I think that's it. And now we're gonna talk about for loops. Has anyone ever used a for loop or something? So you know the difference then in the loops. Do you use do whiles in there, or just do whiles and fors? Okay. So with the main thing about a for loop is that with a for loop, you normally use it when it's a definite loop. You can use it otherwise, but it's used a lot of times with a definite counter-controlled loop. If I can find, I think that's it. There it is. So with the for loop, using a for loop, use a for loop with. There are 3 actions in one compact statement, and that's what makes it different. You know, in a while loop, we put the control variable and the condition or the decision at the top of the while, but then we increment down as part of our statements in the body of the loop. Well, with the for loop, all 3 things are done in one statement. So that's why it has to, and here's what it tells you. The 3 actions that we were just talking about, that are the 3 things that are can cause